What if I told you that everything you think you know about being an alpha is a lie? A carefully constructed myth sold to us by pop psychology and, believe it or not, a flawed study of captive wolves from decades ago. We picture the alpha as the loudest, strongest, most aggressive person in the room, the one who takes what they want when they want. But what if the real alphas, the truly dominant figures who shape our world, are the ones you'd never suspect? The quiet ones, the calm ones, the ones who seem to be following, not leading. Get ready, because today we're going to dismantle the alpha myth and expose the truth about social dominance. It's not about brute strength, it's about subtle, calculated control. The very idea of the alpha male comes from a study in the 1940s by Rudolf Schenkel, who observed wolves in a zoo. He saw a male and a female leading the pack through aggression and force. He called them the alphas. This idea exploded into our culture. Self-help books, movies, and locker room talk all push this image of the chest-thumping leader. But there was a huge problem. The scientist who popularized the term, David Mech, later spent years trying to retract his own findings. Why? Because in the wild, wolf packs don't work like that. They're family units. The alphas are simply the parents, and the pack members are their offspring. The leadership is based on experience and care, not brutal domination. The alpha myth was built on a misunderstanding of animal behavior in an unnatural, stressful environment, a prison. And yet, we've built an entire social hierarchy around this flawed concept. So if raw aggression isn't the key to social dominance, what is? Let's step out of the zoo and into the boardroom, the social gathering, the political arena. Here, real dominance is a game of influence, not intimidation. It's about strategic calm. Think about the most powerful person you know. When a crisis hits, are they the one screaming and panicking? Or are they the one who remains calm, assesses the situation, and speaks with a quiet authority that instantly commands respect? Panic is a sign of weakness, a loss of control. Calmness, on the other hand, signals that you are in command of yourself and, by extension, the situation. This emotional regulation is magnetic. It makes others feel safe and look to you for guidance. They aren't afraid of you, they trust you. True power isn't about making people fear you, it's about making them want to follow you. This dynamic is deeply rooted in our evolutionary past. When it comes to mating, what do we find attractive? While physical strength certainly had its place in protecting against predators, social intelligence was arguably even more crucial for survival within the tribe. A person who could navigate complex social webs, build alliances, and influence others without resorting to constant conflict was a far more valuable partner. They could secure resources, ensure safety, and provide stability for their offspring. These subtle dominance traits, like confidence, a calm demeanor, social acuity, and the ability to persuade, are powerful signals of genetic fitness. They tell a potential partner, I can handle the world. I can protect you and our family, not through brute force, but through intelligence and strategy. Overt aggression is often just a performance, a sign of insecurity. Quiet confidence, however, is authentic. It is the difference between a peacock flashing its feathers and an eagle silently surveying its territory from above. One is for show, the other is for real. Now let's explore the great paradox of power. The most dominant individuals often appear the most submissive in public. This is a master-level strategy that plays out all around us. The truly powerful don't need to prove their dominance at every turn. They don't get into petty arguments on social media or jostle for position in a queue. Why? Because they're playing a bigger game. They understand that winning every small battle can cost you the war. By appearing non-threatening, agreeable, and even a little weak, they lower the defenses of their rivals. They gather information, build alliances in the background, and avoid becoming a target. A king who sits on his throne and declares, "I am the king," is often the one most worried about losing his crown. The true power might be the humble advisor who whispers in his ear, guiding his decisions and consolidating their own influence without anyone ever seeing them as a threat. They let others take the spotlight and the risks while they pull the strings from the shadows. This is control, disguised as deference. This leads us to the final mind-bending twist. Our entire social system is designed to reward those who master this art of playing weak to stay strong. Think about it. The person who always needs to be right, who constantly challenges authority, who makes a scene, they might get a momentary feeling of victory, but they are quickly labeled as difficult. They get passed over for promotions, excluded from important meetings, and isolated from the inner circle. The system naturally weeds them out. But the person who knows when to yield, when to listen, when to make their boss look good, they are seen as a team player, as reliable, as someone who can be trusted. They are given more responsibility, more access, and more power. They aren't being submissive, they are being strategic. They understand that true strength lies not in winning every argument, but in positioning yourself to win the game in the long run. They sacrifice their ego today for ultimate control tomorrow. This is the hidden curriculum of success. The loud alpha burns out, while the quiet strategist endures and ultimately triumphs. They have mastered the alpha lie, understanding that the greatest strength is the ability to never have to show it. So the next time you're trying to identify the most powerful person in the room, don't look for the loudest voice or the most intimidating posture. Look for the quiet observer, the one who listens more than they speak, the one who remains calm when everyone else is losing their cool, the one who influences outcomes without needing to take the credit. That is the face of true social dominance. It's a game of control, not conquest, of intelligence, not aggression. The alpha myth is a cage, much like that zoo that started it all. The real world, the one of influence and lasting power, operates on a much more sophisticated set of rules. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the psychology of power. If this blew your mind, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the way you see the world. And I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the alpha lie? Have you seen this play out in your own life? Drop a comment below and let's continue the conversation. Until next time, stay curious,